What's the worst sex you've ever had? Story 1. 1996, Magaluf, me and my mate pulled two girls that were staying in our apartments. The one I was with suddenly, without warning, asks mid-shag. Are your parents dead? I ignore her and keep pumping away, but she asks again, are your parents dead? I say, no, at which point she has an ear-shatteringly loud orgasm. I'm absolutely f***ing terrified that I'm about to be sacrificed in some satanic ritual, so I faked an orgasm and escaped from the room as quickly as I could. Story 2. About 3 months into dating, before we were married, my wife gave me a BJ. It was amazing. So amazing in fact that when I came, I tensed so hard that my muscle contractions dislodged a kidney stone from my kidney wall, which plugged my kidney at my ureter, tube from kidney to bladder. This led to 3 operations over the course of 11 days, to include 4 days in the hospital and 2 separate ER trips. I also woke up in the middle of one of these operations. That was not enjoyable either. However, she stuck with me through it all, so I had to put a ring on her finger. Story 3. She made out like a woodpecker. Just constant pecks with pursed lips on the cheeks, mouth, everywhere. I was in complete disarray. Story 4. Freshman year of college, my roommate came home in tears, after giving her first-hand job to this guy she had just started seeing. Some YouTube tutorial had said it was just like shucking corn, so that's how she did it. And nearly shucked the skin off his entire dick. She said he screamed out after the first jerk, but she did it again, because she thought he was enjoying it. Then he grabbed her wrist in a death grip and pulled it away. I felt so bad because my first instinct was to laugh. I felt awful for the guy, and her, but it was more of a, I can't believe that really happened, shocked laugh. Story 5. I was having shower sex with this guy and I slipped, hit my head on the bathtub faucet and blacked out. I woke up to him and his roommate standing over me debating whether to call 911. I was okay besides having some bruising. Story 6. Me and my wife, both tipsy. There was a cabinet beside our bed and on top was a 10 by 10 plaque in memory of her dad, who had passed a month or so prior. I almost lost my balance and grabbed the cabinet for support. The plaque falling and hitting her right in the head. Neither of us could drive, so I had to call for a ride to get her head stitched up. That stayed not funny for a pretty long time. Story 7. The guy took me to the shower and put me down on my knees. Naive me thought that I was going to give him a BJ until he started pissing all over my face. We hadn't discussed anything like this prior or anything. Needless to say, I left after that. Story 8. My first time. She was a childhood friend that I knew since pre-K. My parents knew her parents and they made us hang out. She was really reclusive and cared more about collecting bugs and plants. I was the only person she really tolerated hanging out with. We both graduated and we were sitting in her room playing video games, only thing we really had in common, when I was supposed to be helping her pack. She asked out of the blue if I wanted to have sex with her. We got down to the act and she didn't even moan. She never moaned. The whole time she just looked almost robotic and felt like she was mentally a mile away. She rode me and just stopped, saying she came, juices leaking down my thighs, and continued riding me so I could come. Then after laying on my chest for a little bit, got up, handed me my controller and continued a few more rounds of GoldenEye. Looking back, I think she was on the spectrum and nobody knew about autism back then. Story 9. Does oral count? Had a dude bite my clit. I thought the first time was a fluke, like nerves or something. It was in fact not a fluke. I was too stunned to react and was in pain for days. I was legit worried he permanent damaged me because the next time a guy went down on me, I felt nothing. Good news. I'm thankfully not damaged. The second guy just sucked, but not as badly as the first one. Story 10. Got a handy once. The woman was doing everything normally, then suddenly she grabbed the sausage with one hand, and vigorously rubbed the head with the palm of her other hand. Like a dick noogie. Awful. Please, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to notifications for new incredible stories from Reddit.